Hi friends, Marley here and welcome to our Saturday garden walkthrough at Gardening in Kentucky channel. I'm standing right here at the corner of our biggest garden and I'm showing you some of the strawberries in the hay bale strawberry garden. Our strawberries have been producing good. Last night I harvested a lot of strawberries before the storm came. I noticed this morning that there are a few damage on the strawberry plants. When I came here to check on the garden early this morning, I think it was like around 6 o'clock, maybe earlier than that, I saw some strawberries on the ground. This piece of wood, this was on the other side. This was here. So apparently it was blown away by the wind and it went to the other side. And you can see here on the ground we got a green strawberry that came off. It hailed last night. I also saw some damage on the tomatoes. So let's take a look in here. Oops, hold on guys. Gonna have to get my umbrella. It's not raining, but I need my umbrella when we get over there so I can see the screen because the sun is so bright already. Okay, so we're back in the garden. The celery and the cauliflower rows are doing fine. The cauliflower is actually really good. Look at that. They're green. The celery as well. The cauliflower and celery plants are loving the rain. This week we got rain almost every day. Can you believe that? Almost every day. And because of that, I was not able to plant new seedlings in the ground. I've just been keeping most of the seedlings in the greenhouse. Oh, and also I'm so excited to show you the greenhouse. We have a pallet greenhouse. So going back in here, I did some weeding on some spots in the hay bale strawberry garden. You see that one? It was not still yet ready yesterday, but it looks like it's ready now. So let's walk this way. Yeah, the strawberries are looking great. The ones in here. Okay, let's just continue walking through here. Yesterday, this was full of red berries. Because I did not cover this row with bird netting, the sorry guys, it's a little bit too windy. Hold on. Okay, I needed to fold the umbrella. Anyway, so what I was saying was because I did not cover this row of strawberries with bird netting, there are so many birds that come in here and they peck on the fruit. Of course, they don't eat the whole fruit. They just peck on them and then they leave a hole and then leave the fruit. I also had problems with ants, especially red ants in here. Look at that. You can probably see that big one. Red ant. It's because of the damaged strawberries that were left in the ground. Plus, really, I didn't get to harvest my berries for 3 days because of the rain. So we had a lot of rotten strawberries in the ground. Not so much in this part of the garden, but I'm talking about like the main garden where we have a huge patch of strawberries. Oh, did you hear that? It was like near the transformer across the street. I don't even know what that was. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue with our tour. So here, in this area, you can tell that I cleaned. I pulled the weeds in here. This is a row of hay, so, and hay bales have lots of seeds and they grow, and that's what they are in here. And I just like, this is a chop and drop method. So I just cut the top of the leaves of the grass and put it in here, mulch the base of the strawberries. And then let's go this way. Look at that. Joseph B. Consdorf. That's great. Now please take some laxative and spray your browns with. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, these people. Let's remove that message, guys. Okay, he's gone. Let's see, how do you... Alright, we need to block that guy. Oh. Hold on, I kind of did something. Okay. Here you go. Tim's channel, nice garden, thank you. Okay, so let's continue. Let's ignore those people who are not happy in their lives and are just trying to ruin other people's lives. Because I'm just out here showing my gardening friends my beautiful garden, and some people come to my channel to try to ruin my day. Guess what? You did not succeed, because I am going to do this every Saturday, and I don't care if you bashers, I don't even know what your problems are, but just go ahead and do your stuff. But that's not gonna stop me from doing what I'm doing. So anyway, let's move over here. Oh, I'm gonna show you my tomatoes. I'm so proud of these tomatoes. Look at that. We got lots of flowers. This is the time to apply higher potassium in the fertilizer, because the plants are already producing flowers. And oh, I am in Zone 7, Kentucky. Somebody's asking where I'm from. Anyway, so here we got, yeah, they're looking great. This is red juice tomatoes. We have a bunch of flowers. The two tomatoes I showed you last time in my live stream that were still small. This one has grown a little bit bigger. The other one is still small. It has started flowering, so, but it's still small. We're just going to take off the flowers. If the tomato plants are still very small, you don't want the plant to produce yet. Also, you don't want these leaves touching the ground. Okay, plus these are damaged leaves anyway. Okay, so in this area here, I found some damage from the hail last night. There's one here. And then I know there's another one. Oh, look at that, guys. Our first tomato of the season. Zone 7. Zone 7, Kentucky. Tim's channel. I have a garden in the past, but now I'm trying to do a fruit garden. I have a lot of clay dirt, so my garden doesn't do so well at times. Yeah, sometimes There are some. Oh, look at this, guys. This is. Oh, this is the leader. This is the main stem. It snapped. Yeah, we get a big storm last night. And we got baseball size hail in my area. Let's just remove this. So anyway, yeah, Tim, we're trying to do just a mix of all, different kinds of vegetables and some fruit that we can grow. We are still experimenting on our growing methods. So far, this is our second year in this spot. Our main garden where we've been growing our produce is over there in the back. We've been growing in there for over 10 years now. But for this area, it's our second year. We're actually doing good. These are green zucchini in this area. Our green zucchini are fixing to put out some flowers. You can see we got buds in here. Also, we're on the side of the road, and so it's a little bit loud at times. So I think over a couple of weeks ago, I planted this sweet bell peppers. We have red bell and yellow bells in here. Variety. The red bells are Aristotle, and the yellow bells are Flavor Bursts. They did not do much because of the temperature, but hopefully this week they will start growing. That's why you see these empty spots. These were supposed to be planted with another row of sweet bells because we had a lot of seedlings. But I ended up not doing it yet because the bell peppers that are currently on the ground are not doing much because of the temperature. But yeah, later, maybe tomorrow, we'll try to plant these spots that you can see with bell peppers. So these are all bell peppers here, this row. And then on this side, we have more of the green zucchini. Okay, now this is amazing because these green zucchinis were over 2 weeks behind the yellow zucchinis that you see. But then the not yellow zucchini, but yellow squash. Oh, look at this one. This squash is so small. Let's just take this off. I don't think this little plant can handle the fruit. It's a tiny fruit. Okay, I just saw a bug. It looks like, look at that, there's the hole in it. It needs more dirt. So I'm gonna put some compost in there. Yeah, really at this point, these plants don't need to produce yet. They're so small. We're just removing them. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of them to remove. Look at that. Well, I have not seen any bees yet. So even if I let these flowers, the female flowers, stay on the plant, they will not be pollinated and they will eventually fall off. But yeah, our squash plants are looking good. Tomato plants are looking good. Okay, so let's just continue walking in this path. Yeah, I'm actually so proud with this first batch of tomatoes that we have, and these are all red juice. We have 30 plants in that row. And then here we have green zucchini. These are bigger than the yellows, but still I don't think they're big enough to bear fruit. So I'm gonna come back later and get rid of the female flowers. I'm not sure if I want to take off the male flowers. I might. You can eat them, so I might just remove the male flowers later on, maybe for dinner. Anyway, this row is cabbage, And then this is our second batch of tomatoes. So we have 2 rows in here. This is mixed. We have red juice. Over there, that's Roma. Roma tomatoes, they're a little bit problematic in terms of blossom and rot. And you have to make sure that there's a sufficient supply of calcium for the plants. Well, sometimes there's calcium in the ground, but the plant cannot absorb the nutrients properly, or like they don't get enough. So watering is very important, and because we are growing these tomatoes in the field, it's kind of hard to control the watering. I mean, I can control when I water them. I water them for 30 minutes every day. If there's no rain, if there's rain, I don't water them at all. Like in here where I'm walking right now, the soil is a little bit soft. There's a lot of water in this area. Oh, it looks like we have some unwanted visitors in this area. Look at this. Some of the leaves were eaten. That's okay. That one is totally gone. So these are tomatoes in this area. Oh, look how much water we got from that rain last. Oh, you can see it later on when we get to the old garden. Look at all of this. So that it got flooded in here. This is Amish paste. The Amish paste is not gonna like that. Okay, so let's go this way. We still have a couple of empty rows in this area, and then we have 1 row in here. I've shown this to you in the past. These are just Jet Star tomatoes, a trial row of Sunken container garden where I am growing most of my cucumbers in sunken pots. These are gallon pots. I wanted to use bigger pots, but like whenever I needed to put them in the ground, I realized that I only had the gallon pots and didn't have enough of the bigger container. So I went ahead and used the gallon pots, and I can always switch to a bigger pot next time. So all of these 6 plants are Jet Star. They also have, oh, some of them have flowers already. I think there's a little fruit that I saw in there somewhere. But this one, not sure if you can tell, but the leaves are not as nice as the red juice. This, and I think the reason for this is the area where this is planted is a little bit problematic, and that's why I opted with a sunken container. I put potting mix in the container. Around it is so muddy though, so that, and then also when these seedlings were planted, it went down for like really cold in the morning, like in the 40s I think, for a week, and they didn't like that, but they're recovering now. They're not as yellow anymore. These are, I always forget the name. I know they're cucumbers. Dasher cucumbers right here. This is the second batch of cucumbers. The first batch is up here. The vines are longer now. They're climbing. Have this tomato twine that I'm using, and then let them, yeah, it can almost grab the first metal in the cattle panel trellis, which is a good thing. Right here we have eggplants. Our eggplants are not looking great. It's just not liking the weather. I mean, it's been warmer this week, but last week was really cold, and the eggplants they're warm weather plants. Okay, right here, more of the cucumbers and the eggplants. I'm not even sure if that eggplant's gonna survive. We'll see. But I have a bunch of extra seedlings in the greenhouse if I need to replace them. I always germinate more seeds than I need, just in case, like if my plants get eaten by bugs or animals, if I get a visit from the deer. Okay, so we are here in our older garden. As I've mentioned earlier, we've been growing in this area for over 10 years now. We have our little lettuce tower, and then these are the ever-bearing strawberries. I am just propagating them in this area. This is not their final planting spots. We have one empty spot in there that needs to be planted. Before we had a storm last night, our broccoli plants were looking super duper nice. I mean, they're not looking as bad now, but some of them have fallen over because of the wind. I did not see any hail damage on the leaves, so that's a good thing. Swiss chard in here. We have a couple of Aphrodite cantaloupe that will be, or a couple of them on this side of the arch. And then we have two Aphrodite cantaloupe plants right here. Okay, I'm gonna show you one of them. Look, you got flowers from it now. The other one is over there on the other end. But then eventually, these vines will fill the entire cattle panel trellis. So this will look nice. Okay, moving on. We have lavender. We have a couple of lavender in two different spots. Let's just remove this. This is pumpkin. We have a lot of volunteer pumpkins because of the bunch of pumpkins we dropped in this area and composted. Okay, so you see, hi My Garden Homestead, welcome. Here are broccoli. Hold on. Yeah, and I don't want to go in there because the ground is really soft. You see all of the water. I'm not sure if you can see. Look at that. All of that water. So I created a different system in here, just for as an experiment, because I always like experimenting in my garden. And I have noticed that most of the water coming from that area, they drain into this corner of the garden. So what I did was I created swale. So we have swale, and then this swale will collect the water, and so I don't have to water these plants. That's the idea, and so far it's working. There is no irrigation lines. I used to have a drip irrigation system in here with my tomatoes a couple of years ago, but I have removed that. The lines are still in the path because I'm still working on this area. It's not yet fully planted. Oh, I see some broccoli heads. Look at that. I just couldn't go in there because there's a lot of water in the ground. But actually my plan is working. Let's see if we can go to the other side. Marigold, guys. Okay, let's go this way. All right. Yeah, this row still needs to be covered. That one fell off too, so I need to fix that. You see all of this water. So this is our little irrigation system. I don't know what happened to this plant. It died. But look, we already have smaller broccoli heads growing in here. Okay. If you notice, the swale is not this does not have the same depth like in all areas. It's because here this is like a big root from the pecan tree, and I don't want to ruin my pecan tree because we love pecans and we always look forward to the pecans that we harvest in the fall. Look at that. Broccoli, yeah, they're still small. I still don't know what to plant next. Oh wow, this one's nice. Look at that. And that one over there too. And so far, guys, I have not seen any I should not jinx myself, right? But I haven't seen any bugs in here yet. Just wanted to say that quickly. These are Swiss chard. This bed of Swiss chard has been harvested twice. Yeah, we've harvested this twice. I just removed the leaves and we make like, we put them in a bunch and put them in the produce stand. Yeah, these plants are grown using organic methods. Next one in here, these are the extra cauliflower plants. Same batch as those seedlings I used for the other garden that I showed you. Yeah, and you see a lot of water in here too. We got a couple of empty beds that I need to get planted. Then in here we have a trellis. We usually use this for either beans or cucumbers. I alternate them. 1 year I do beans, and then another year I do cucumbers. My garden homestead, that's right. Gardening is always an experimentation, and that's why I like to garden, because it's just so amazing and every year is different. A big mistake I've done in here because I felt like my celery seedlings were dying in the tray. So I planted them in the ground. No mulching. Look at that. I did not mulch this. I did not use a weed barrier, and look at what happened. Now I have a big problem. This is a lot of work. I have to clean this. I'm still thinking of how to do this quickly. Okay. Because I have such a big garden and I'm the only one who usually comes in here. My kids help with harvesting. They help with the light work, but it's mostly me who does this one. And my husband works, he helps with like building stuff. So, but the planting and the maintenance of the plants, that's me, because that's what I do and I love doing it. Look at this, blackberries. We got 5 blackberry plants in here. Okay, so one branch fell over from the storm. It's not, did it snap? I think no, not totally. So I can just fix this one later on when I get my shovel. Yeah, more blackberries in here. Excited for these blackberries. It's our first year to have blackberries, but it looks like these blackberries have been grown in pots for a while. Look at that. Lots of blackberries here. So I put some herbs in this row. These are thyme. It's just hard to see them. They're really small. And then sage, volunteer bachelor's button that fell over, stevia, excited for stevia, purple basil or opal basil right here. Still some empty spots in here, and those green ones you see, those are garlic. We've been harvesting from one row. You can see here. Let's walk over here real quick. We also have swales here, but the design of the swale that I created in this area is different because instead of covering the swale with a weed barrier like the other spot over there, so I cut out the fabric just enough to cover the planting area for the garlic and just left this open. For weed control though, I mean, it's not as effective as the black weed barrier, but I put cardboard boxes, aligned cardboard boxes in there, and I put logs which will also absorb the water. This is where we've been harvesting green garlic. Green garlic is so yummy for sauteed dishes. Smells so good. The garlic scent is not as strong as the dried garlic cloves, but they're really yummy and the leaves are super duper delicious. I have been educating some people about this one, and some people I introduced this green garlic to loves the green garlic. So my plan is to try growing green garlic all year this year, see what happens, because We know we plant garlic in the fall and harvest it in my area around late June, early July, and garlic is ready, and then you can harvest them. But this year, this one bed, this will be harvested green because we also sell some of them. The rest of them will be grown for a later harvest to dry. So we get garlic heads from the others. Here, oh, I almost passed that. We have some more bachelor's buttons. All of bachelor's buttons are volunteers. They've been growing every year, but we only get blue or purple. Okay, they have fallen over from the storm. Broccoli, Swiss chard, and then our flower tower. I can't see because it's too bright in here now. Shasta daisy. I see some damage to the Shasta daisy. This is the bigger strawberry patch that we have. This one has bird netting, so the birds have quit coming to this patch. So that's why they all go to the hay bale garden. But I think we still get some damage in here from the slugs. Okay, you can probably see here some red colors down there. Yeah, these strawberries need to be harvested. I harvested some from here last night. Unfortunately, it got too windy, so I didn't finish harvesting. So we still have a lot of berries that are waiting for me. Okay guys, here, nothing planted yet. These are, I know, so weedy here. Sweet onions, yellow onions. Yeah, yellow bulbing onions. But when they were small, they were eaten by some animals because these were some of the first plants that got planted in this area. No grass yet when I did that, and so the animals didn't have other choice but to eat them. But we have some left, so that needs to be cleaned. Lots of weeding needs to happen here, and to think that this is also covered with the weed barrier, and you can see, like, wherever this weeds or the grass gets the sunlight, because they're trying to survive, so they just grow. These are also onions. These are red onions, and one row of garlic. We have, let's walk over here, oregano. Our cilantro has actually attracted some insects. I don't know what they are, but our cilantro plants have bolted. Oh, I learned that I shouldn't have planted the cilantro in full sun. They have to be in the shade. Okay, so I'm gonna plant, the next time I plant cilantro will be in the shade. More herbs in this area. Stevia, thyme, again, sage. We got lavender, green basil, rosemary, and I planted a zinnia plant here. And there's a bachelor's button. Oh, chickens are in there. We got a grape plant in this area. And I just noticed when I came here this morning, look, I got a couple of volunteer beans. I know those beans are oriental long beans because this was where I planted them last year. So I might just have to move that later on. Asparagus. Yeah, I finished harvesting asparagus early this year, and so I let them just grow. And they're in here and have fallen over. Ah, look, we get some more new growth. I got this asparagus from Gurnis a few years ago, so we've been harvesting from it. This area we don't have anything planted yet. We got another grapevine right there. Oh, look. Yeah, I know, these are overgrown zinnias in this area. No, these are still in the pot. They need to be in the ground or else they're gonna die. Yes. I feel bad for them. Look at that. It's just, oh, hard to plant them when it's always raining. And when it's not raining, I have to be at work. These are, oh, look at this. Second batch of tomatoes that need to go in the ground. Bell peppers, squash, marigolds. And then these are turnips. I know it's so full. We've finally moved our raised bed. I waited to plant in this raised bed because I knew I had to move it because we were creating this greenhouse. We have a pallet greenhouse in here, which we just added like 2 more parts to an existing greenhouse that I got from Amazon. So we moved the raised bed. We still have a little bit of path in here, so that's fine. So this will get planted too. Oh guys, here I'm gonna move backwards so you can see the greenhouse. I'm so proud of this greenhouse. My whole family helped me finish this during Mother's Day. This is their present for me. I love it. Look at that. I mean, it's not finished yet, but I can use it already. We're using a 6 mil plastic. It's warm in here. These are our tomato seedlings, just all kinds of seedlings. We're planning on selling some of this. We have some hanging baskets. They need some work too. Thank you. Can't see. Garden Angel. Thank you. We got, yeah, more tomatoes, lemongrass, sunflowers, marigold. We have petunias. Oh, I almost forgot about this. This need to get out. Oh, look at that. This is called wing bean. So look at the beautiful roots, but yeah, this needs to be planted in the ground. Okay, let's go this way. More of our petunia baskets, guys. It smells good in here. Extra Swiss chard seedlings that I need to plant outside. These are rhubarb. We got a couple of them. Oh, okay. The soil is so dry. Needs to be watered. These are peppers. These are, we got a lot in here. I love the pink petunias. Oh, me too. And for some reason, I only have pink petunias this year. Although next year I'm planning on getting different colors. But pink, yeah, pink is so nice. I can't wait to have this planted in my garden. Going back to the peppers, these are all hot peppers. This one. Oh, where's the name? Okay, I can't find the tag. The other side. It says Jedi, jalapeno, and cayenne. This one, we got Anaheim and Serrano. And then this, oh, how many cayenne do we have? Hold on. Where's my, oh, the sweet peppers are here, I think. What's this? Sweet banana, beacon, and Big Bertha. So these are bells. This beacon, I think, is sweet banana. And these are the open pollinated sweet banana. Do you have habaneros? I think I do. I need to take a look at the stickers. Jalapeno, cayenne, Serrano, Anaheim. I thought I planted habanero. What's this? I got 2 more here. Okay. This could be the habaneros. I'm not sure. I have to look at my... This one does not have a sticker. But I do have a garden journal where I draw the tray. And this one, they come with like... I number my trays. So I'll take a look at it later. I thought I planted habaneros, and if I did, that could be the habaneros. More of the brandywine tomatoes, lettuce, our extra tomatoes, and our extra, what's that, cabbage and broccoli that we have in there. Yeah, this is the pallet greenhouse is not yet done, but it's actually nice and warm inside. That's our temporary table where I do the potting. We still need to get some materials to complete the table. This was just like a frame of a table that was discarded from a school. Um, it got, like, I think the corner broke. That this one I tied it with a wire so it will not fall over. But I think the other corners are decent. This is the only one that came off. So we just got some scraps from the old tent that we had and put them in here in a pallet. It worked as a table for this season. Hopefully we can fix it for next season. And then more, we got strawberries down there. So yeah, these are eggplants. We got some basil in here too. Okay, I'm trying to get out of here. It's a little bit tight. I'm planning on growing, no, not strawberries, but I will plant strawberries in here later in the season. But I plan on growing tomatoes in this greenhouse. I'm sorry. Whenever I get rid of all of the seedlings, the seedlings need to be planted outside, and then we can plant the tomatoes here, cucumbers, and later in the season, the ever-bearing strawberries that I am propagating outside, they will eventually come in here. But we still need to make that setup. And then some apple trees out here. This is Gala apple. Look at that. Nice. This is the first year that the second year for these Gala apples to produce, but this is the first year that we have them, like the fruit growing bigger, because last year was very unfortunate because after they set out their little fruit, we get a frost. It was no frost, like freezing temperature, almost killed off the whole plant too. Oh, and also here, sorry for the weeds, it's really messy in here, but we have blueberries, and then another apple tree. We get a bunch of apple trees, and raspberries over there. I forgot that I planted new raspberries in that area. I don't even go in there anymore. Okay, all right guys, that's gonna be all for our garden tour today. This is such a nice progress for mid-May. We already have lots of things growing in the garden, and hopefully next Saturday when I do my garden walkthrough live stream, I can show you some other things planted in the ground. That's gonna be all for today guys. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next live stream or in my next video. Have a great day, and have fun in your garden. Bye bye.